job, man. Look at you.
Work at a camp, the response was a lot louder from little 3-year-olds. So, hi everybody! Much better, much better. Gotta warm you guys up. Thank you all for coming. This is our second annual open mic night. Some of you were here last year. If you came back, I am happy to see you again and hope you brought some friends. Last year we were sold out, and I saw people here at 6:30 this morning. They were online because they wanted to make sure that they were getting a seat. But I told them they can come back a little later. Anyway, I am glad that we have another sold out crowd. And I promise you that with such a great response the second time, if you bring back your friends, we're going to move into a bigger room next year. So, I hope this feels like a nightclub. This is comedy under the stars. I know many of you thought it was outside, and actually last year when I thought about having this, in the summertime I did think about having it outside, but for those of you who remember, it was like 98 degrees. They predicted a thunderstorm, and sure enough, during the first act it started to pour. So the call to stay in was good. And I decided to not even tempt fate, so here we are under the stars. And everybody ready for a good time? Are you sure? Okay. You got your glasses of wine, I see. A different crowd than last year, because I think we're almost out of wine. Last year, everybody was into the water and the soda, so I'm expecting a really good night tonight. Anyway, we're going to get the show started. I'm going to introduce our MC. He looks very much like one of the bartenders over there. Very strong genes. He's actually quite handsome. He's been doing stand-up for a few years, mainly down in the D.C. area. He moved back in June into my house. And after graduating college. And so his gigs are now going to be up here. He's been doing a little, some stuff in New York. He started, co-founded a comedy troupe down in Maryland, and has been doing stand-up in clubs for corporations, etc., etc. He writes, he sings, he composes. He's an outstanding musician, I have to say, but he's also a very funny comic. Our MC and my #1 son, Matt Liebman.
Keep it going for my mom. I've been calling her Arlene all night. I'm like, yeah, you need to go talk to Arlene. You need to go talk to Arlene. Isn't that your mom? Shut up. Yeah. How's everybody doing? Everybody feeling good? Yeah, what up, drunkies? I heard you drank 60 bottles of wine already. That's way different than last year. Last year we had people on dialysis here. So good. All right. So like that woman before me said, I just graduated college and I am not a bum. I am working. Thank you. And I will say, actually, I'm going to brag that my job tops any one of yours. I'm sorry. I don't care what you say about your job. I am a counselor for schizophrenics. That is not a joke. That is not a lie. That is not a little shtick that I'm doing up here to make you laugh. I counsel crazy people. So you could come up to me and say whatever you want. I don't give a shit. Well, I'm a real estate mogul and I sell big houses. Yeah, today somebody took a dump in my office. They did. Oh, well, I'm a multi-billionaire and I'm an attorney. Really? Today somebody took a dump in my office. Oh, well, I go around and I count. Oh, really? Today somebody smeared feces on the wall and then took another dump in my office.
Welcome to my world.
What do you do, ma'am? You have 3 kids? You have a 2-year-old husband? That's awkward. Am I not hearing you? Should I turn on my hearing aid? All right. So anyway, so that's what I do. Is everybody ready to have a good time tonight or what? Yeah, me too. I need to have a good time now because my girlfriend's a little on the side. She's a little unstable for me. She likes to exaggerate everything about everything. Like, let's say I were to go and talk to her in the morning and say, listen, honey, I have something to tell you. I can't tell you now, I gotta go, but I'll tell you later. That, throughout the day, somehow manifests into, oh my God, what's he gotta tell me? He's gotta tell me something. What's he gotta tell me? Oh my God, is he gonna break up with me? Did he cheat on me? He might have cheated on me. He might have cheated on me with a horse. Did he cheat on me with a horse? I don't know what he's doing. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, he has AIDS. So by the time I get to the end of the day where it's like, hey, listen, let me talk to you, she's like, did you give me AIDS? And I don't make the connection. And I'm just like, no, honey, no, AIDS. HIV right now. HIV now, then AIDS. That's what we're in store for. That was my secret. Shanghai Noon is the movie that everybody's been talking about. Nobody talks about Shanghai Noon. That's unless you're having a conversation which goes something like this. Hey, what do you think Jackie Chan's worst movie ever was? Yes, Shanghai Noon, exactly. Or a conversation that goes like this. Hey, what do you think Owen Wilson's worst movie ever was? Yes, Shanghai Noon, exactly. Yeah, Armageddon was horrible too. Armageddon was, what, you didn't see Shanghai Noon? Oh, you should come over, they're playing it on TBS tonight. Yeah, you're right, I'd rather do that too. You bring the red hot pokers, I'll bring my eyes. Are you guys ready to have a good time tonight or what? Alright, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. We're going to bring out your first comic of the evening. I have a little card here that I'm going to read. This is his first time doing stand-up, so please do me a favor and make him feel welcome. He is a syndicated financial columnist for Gannett News Service, working for the Daily Record in Parsippany. He's the author of over 20 books, all of them dealing with investing and real estate. This is his first comedy gig, and he tells me that it will very likely be his last. There's nothing like confidence coming up to a comedy stage. Please give it up for Mr. Warren Morrison!
I don't know if you know it, but Mark Twain was a stand-up comedian. He gave a lot of lectures, and if you read these lectures, they're full of jokes. Once he came to New York, and he began complaining about the New York newspapers. They said the worst things about him. They said he beat his wife, he starved his children, he was always drunk, he mocked God, and he mocked religion. And Mark Twain said, not that half of that was true. I'm not on the level of Mark Twain. All I do is, I think I have a facility for collecting good jokes. And I don't even tell them very well. I don't do accents, but I do collect these good jokes, and I'm going to tell you 2 of them, and maybe 3 if there's enough time. The first one is about this old lady who's walking down the street. She's in her 60s, and she hears a voice from on high. And the voice says, you are going to live to be 100. And she's delighted. So she takes all her money, she goes to the best plastic surgeon in town, she has her nose done, she has her hair done, her chin done, she goes to the most expensive jewelry store, she goes to a great dress shop, and she looks great. She loses weight, and she looks just terrific, and she's walking out of this beauty shop, and a truck comes along, splat. She goes to heaven, and she's furious. And she demands an audience with God. And she gets it. And she says to God, you said I was going to be 100, and I got killed, and I spent all my money. And God says, Henrietta, is that you? I didn't recognize you. My favorite joke of all time is about this very rich guy who always wanted to be a scuba diver. So in his 40s, he makes a lot of money, and he spends 6 months taking scuba diving lessons. And he buys $200,000 worth of scuba diving equipment. Oxygen tank masks, you know, the fins, the gauges, the dials, everything. And then there he is, swimming 300 feet down in the Atlantic Ocean, having a great time. And he looks up, and 10 feet away from him is this other guy who's swimming. And this other guy doesn't have gauges, he doesn't have an oxygen tank, all he has is a bathing trunks. And the guy who spent all this money is really disgusted, and he takes out this special slate and this special chalk for writing underwater, and he writes, I have $200,000 worth of equipment, how come you're swimming here with just a bathing suit? The other guy borrows the chalk, he borrows the slate, and he writes, I'm drowning, you schmuck. Exactly what I want. Every year, I've got to take an airplane from Coney Island to Tel Aviv, and I'm sick of that long flight. I want to drive from Coney Island to Tel Aviv. So I want a highway. And the genie says, you must be nuts. I can't build a highway. You know, the pylons, how deep they would have to go in the Atlantic Ocean, the water and the wind and the salt. I'd have to continually be rebuilding this bridge. So give me another more realistic wish. So the old Jewish guy thinks, and he says, okay, I've been married to my wife, Sadie, for 42 years. For 42 years, I've been asking for kinky sex with Sadie, and I want kinky sex with Sadie. And the genie says, you want a 2-lane highway? This is the very best Beethoven joke. Beethoven's valet says, I'm quitting, Ludwig. I'm sick of you. I've had it. I'm history. And Beethoven says, you can't quit. I need you. You're the inspiration for all my music. And the valet says, me, the inspiration for all your music? Don't make me laugh. Ha 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 ha. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're not going to shit on my floor. I appreciate that. Have another glass of wine. We'll see if that changes. Okay. You guys ready for your next comedian or what? Let's keep this thing going. All right, our next comic coming to the stage is a Y member who performed at last year's comedy night, and he was fantastic there. That's not on the card. That's in my head. And despite that performance, is back with some more of his unique insights and observations. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Mike Podnick.
I'm really hung up on the concept of cleaning women. I'm really obsessed with it. We have this cleaning. You know, you never see a Jewish cleaning woman, ever. You know, you see that? A Jewish cleaning woman walking to the house. Oh, you look at this place. Who lives here? Animals? Women, get the car. We're leaving. I can't do this. So we have a cleaning woman at the house, and who comes to the house once in a while, and you know, and the night before she's going to come, I always get that message from my wife. We have to straighten up the house. The cleaning woman is coming. I just don't understand this concept. I mean, I think it should be straightening up should be part of the cleaning woman contract. I mean, isn't that what it's all about? I just don't get it. I just don't understand what she's doing. So, you know, this woman scrubs my toilets. She changes my bed sheets, but she won't pick up a stack of magazines on the floor? I mean, what is this all about? I just don't understand. I never worked so hard on cleaning my house until the cleaning woman is coming. And, you know, we have a landscaper come over too, right? The guy comes over. I don't have to straighten up the yard. I don't have to get any, you know, there could be garbage in the yard. There could be toys. There could be kids. He doesn't care. He comes in. If he can mow it with his mower, trim it with his trimmer, or blow it with his blower, it's all good. He doesn't care. You know, Helga comes over one morning. My wife's already gone to work. I'm upstairs getting ready to take a shower. She bursts into my room. Oh, hi, Helga. How are you? Mr. Bodnik, you know straighten up the house for me before I come over. Sorry, Helga. I'm naked. Do you know what we do to little boys that don't straighten up before I come over? We make them sit in gulag, you watch TV all day, reruns with William Shatner shows. Speaking of William Shatner, I am afraid to admit this to you all, but I am a Star Trek fan. Yes, I will admit it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure to be with you. Thank you. And, this Shatner guy, he's got some career. He's unbelievable. He sits in that chair, Captain Kirk. He's the best. Spock, more shit, Scotty, we need more power. And Scotty's down in engineering. Captain, we can't take much more of this. Well, give me some more scotch. You got the Chinese guy, Mr. Sulu, behind the helm. Captain, I'm afraid I've taken us through the wrong wormhole again. Even in the future, Chinese people can't drive. What are you doing behind the helm of a starship? Makes no sense. I don't get it. So, Shatner's got this great career. He's the Priceline.com spokesman, and he's on that show, Boston Legal, pretty good show, right? He looks like he's stuffed into that suit like 3 pounds of ham in a 1 pound bag. Unbelievable. Another one of my favorite shows from the 60s is Lost in Space. You remember that one? Huh? Lost in Space? Great show. Most ridiculous show ever on TV, but I loved it. The best characters, you had Captain John Robinson, the leader, his wife, Mrs. Robinson, the daughters, Judy and Penny. But my favorite characters on that show were Robot, Will, and Dr. Smith. How about those guys? They were the best. Love them. Now, you can't tell me that there wasn't something going on between Will and Dr. Smith. There was some weirdness going on. I just don't understand. Oh, William. What are we to do? We can't let your parents find out. Find out about what, Dr. Smith? That your tushy is hotter than Alpha Centauri? Whoa! And the robot's in the background going, warning, warning, Dr. Smith, he's just a little boy, you have to use more lubricant. Be quiet, you tin-plated ninny. I'll bust his little can as I see fit. Whoa! Now this show, they got away with murder. They took so much poetic license with this show. They're driving around on all the planets in this rickety, rackety old vehicle called the Chariot, right? Every alien they ran into spoke perfect English. And they're flying around in this modern spaceship. They can't find their way back to Earth. Hello, ever hear of a navigation system? I've got one in my Hyundai, for Christ's sake. And speaking of navigation systems, I just had one installed in my car. The thing works great. I love it. I mean, you punch in the address of where you want to go, you hit the go button, it tells you where you want to go, step by step, turn by turn instructions. The thing is great. I really love it. It's terrific. Until you don't follow its directions. That's when it gets a little attitude. So I'm driving along, I'm coming down Ratzer Road right here. It says, there's a beautiful, sweet female voice. Turn left on Valley Road. So I'm coming down Valley Road, and I see some traffic, I see a little construction, and I'm like, you know what? I'm a grown man, I have 2 children. I'm a responsible man. I'm going to go straight on Valley Road, and I'm going to go a different way. Well, let me tell you, I got some electronic attitude from that sucker. Let me tell you something. All of a sudden, her sweet little voice went to recalculating. And I'm telling you, I could have sworn under her electronic breath, I heard her say, "Stupid ass." You should listen to me when I'm talking to you. So I'm reading the manual for the nav system, and it's really cool. It apparently has several different operating modes. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to try that out. So the first one is mother-in-law mode. I'm like, cool, I'm going to try this out. So I punch in the address of where I want to go, I hit the go button, and the thing says to me, "What do you want to go there for? You should stay home with my daughter. Who are you going with? Oh, you're no good." So I'm like, the hell with this. I'm gonna try another one. I'm gonna really step it up. I put it into wife mode. I hit the button, I put in the address, I hit the go button. How come you never take me there? What time are you going to be home? Like, this is ridiculous. I I'm going to try one more mode. One more. It's got to be better than these two. It's cleaning woman mode. I watch the address. I hit the go button and it says, Mr. Budnick, how come you don't straighten up the house for me when you come in this morning? Thank you guys very much. You're all terrific. Thank you.
So anyway, feel free to eat. You guys ready for your next comic or what? Don't die on me. Are you ready for your next comic? All right. Well, you don't get one, you get three, because the next group of people coming to the stage is actually an improv and sketch troupe. They call themselves, well, actually, I'm not going to do it yet. I lied. They're an improv and sketch comedy troupe. Their sketches are based on your suggestions, just like the show, Whose Line Is It Anyway? So feel free to have a little fun, make some noise, be loud, be raucous. They love it. Please welcome to the stage, Steve Boone, Bernice Harrison, Matthew Broderick not here? Oh, not that one. Yeah, because he's not really part of your group. Please welcome to the stage, Anita Laugh!
The person doing gibberish won't speak English at all. He's going to be an expert in something. We need an area of expertise right now that this person's going to be in. Cooking or vacuum cleaning or whatever. Does anybody have an area of expertise for our gibberish person? Yes?
Sexology!
Autism.
Autism. Autism will be the area of expertise. It will be the expert's area of expertise. And now we need. See, the reason he's speaking gibberish is because he doesn't speak English at all. He must be from some foreign country. Good evening. Welcome to Cultural Matrix. My name is Donovan McAllister, and we have an expert from the planet, what planet? Neptune.
Uranus.
Now, this expert is in marine biology, and unfortunately he doesn't speak a word of English. Now, I know you must be thinking, well, what is he, an idiot? But no, that's not the case. He's from Neptune, where they don't speak any English at all. So, with us tonight, we have an expert in marine biology, Mr. Zinnius, and his translator, Matilda.
No.
Thank you for being on Cultural Matrix. It's an honor to have you on our show.
It's riktigt att börja ge lite gott. Cultural Matrix. Jag skulle inte bort tiden vid uppåt. Ti vedete scende per dare signore del capitano, ci mette titti.
Gibiludo, it's a little say. Oh, you should look at your head.
Oh, maybe later. It says, oh, it's so great to be here. Do you want me to sing a Tom Jones song? But I he did MTV. Let's put in the chill.
I didn't know Tom Jones was transmitted to Neptune.
Oh, yes. Very popular.
When? We are all interested. We are interested in how is it that you have worked in marine biology on the planet Neptune?
Midi, точно перегнать что-то про Neptune. Что ты тут делаешь на Neptune? Это по-русски, это да.
Patel, oder ich guck, du willst aber nicht so. Oh.
Yes, he was inspired by old movies with Jacques Cousteau, because they still get Jacques Cousteau, he's very hip there, and also a lot of tennis. Billie Jean King. It's not a thing for Billie Jean King. I've tried to explain the whole. She's.
Now, I have discovered, I have learned a phrase, a Neptunian phrase, and it goes like this.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. His mother does not smell like cottage cheese.
How long did it take you to become a marine biologist on Neptune?
It was a 2-week computer course.
Well, that does it for our time on Cultural Majors. We'd like to thank our expert in marine biology from the planet Neptune and his lovely translator, Matilda.
Chill out!
And, in the words of Edward R. Murrow, good night and good night.
Comic winner, funniest amateur Jewish comedian. Please give a warm round of applause for Miss Joan Wiener. Is it Weiner? Wiener? I said one of them.
It's definitely Wiener, and I promise not to do any Wiener jokes. I had a baby 8 months ago, and my husband had reserved all the Wiener jokes in case I had a bris. But I didn't, and now he's saving them anyway. But hi, it's good to see you all. How is everybody? I'll just do that because it's one easy applause. I'm something that you don't see every day in comedy clubs. I'm an Orthodox Jewish woman. I am actually an Orthodox Jewish woman. Thank you. But I am also a feminist. That's how I can do that. Now, you might think that that's incompatible, but Orthodox Jewish feminist, I firmly believe in every woman's right to choose her own jewelry. Because let me tell you something, men, you're not so good at it. Here's a hint though, in case you have a gift that you've got to give. If it's being sold on the Home Shopping Network, we don't want it. If it's being sold by Paula Abdul or Joan Rivers, we don't want it. And don't think if you put it in the little blue Tiffany's box that we won't know the difference. When you give a Jewish woman jewelry, we get it appraised. Here's a little bit about me. I am married. There's a lot of pressure to get married when you're an Orthodox Jewish girl. By the time I was 24, my family thought of me as the one who never got married. Anyone here single? A single woman in the audience? I can barely see. All right, one voice to admit it. Why not? Look, it's really not that hard. I did it. Not only that, I was trophy wife. Thank you. There must be some more in the audience. And you think that the pressure's off once you actually get married, but it's not, because then they want babies right away. When you're single, women all look at you at about here, and men look at you at here. When you get married, women start looking at your stomach to see is she or isn't she. Like, what am I, Nicole Richie? I'll let you know. Let's not embarrass ourselves. My mother-in-law wanted me to have children so bad that for my bridal shower, she brought me a negligee and an ovulation predictor kit. The morning after my wedding, she starts knocking on the door, and she's like, I've got the stick, I'll hold it, you pee on it. Oh my God, but I finally had a baby. I now have an 8-month-old. Thank you. I actually had to bring her with me tonight. She's hiding in the green room. Please, nobody steal her. So we made a really bad headline. Woman does comedy, baby stolen. Really bad. And I love 8-month-olds. They're so great. Mostly they're great because they don't understand a word that you're saying. And they'll smile at you as long as you're talking baby talk, so you can say anything. If you don't stop crying, I'm giving you away! Your daddy was being a pain in the neck yesterday! Yay! wonderful, wonderful guy. His birthday was last week, actually. He's the last man in America still on the Atkins diet. Any other men still on that crappy diet? No? They'll eat nothing but meat and mayonnaise. Carl, for his birthday, I made him a 26-pound hamburger, and I wrote, "I love you" in mayonnaise. It was horrible. He won't even be a couch potato anymore. Actually, our anniversary and our birthdays are all in the same week. He's really cute about it. He calls it our anniversary. That's his little way of saying he's only getting me one gift. Thanks. I'll be mad at women married to the same thing. I love married women in the audience. A lot of you, your children are away at camp this summer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you don't even care if I'm funny. You're just glad to be out of the house. It's true. I come from an absolutely crazy family. My grandfather was a communist. He used to make us play communist Monopoly. And every time you passed go, you had to give the government 2 cows. After he bought all the property on the board, he would take the thimble and the shoe and go invade Candyland. It was just so bizarre. His wife, my Aunt Rivka, may she rest in peace, she was so crazy, this one. She used to buy a special bread knife just for Passover. See? Thank you, they finally got him, because she was very, very religious. This was the bread knife that she didn't use. Look, they handed down the tradition to me, and I'm an Orthodox Jewish woman, so like most people who are following tradition, I try to walk, I try to emanate God in any way that I can. For example, you know, I feel that if God waited 2,000 years to bring the Jews back to Israel and establish a new Jewish homeland, my dishes can soak in the sink an extra day. God can procrastinate down his silk ride. 40 years in the desert, God served us man. He didn't know what that was either, and my kitchen is kind of like the same thing. I don't know what it is. Anything you think it tastes like, it does. Put some ketchup on it, it's okay. My aunt who was equally crazy, my Aunt Sadie. She had a jar of shav that she kept in her pantry for so long. Anyone remember shav? We're bringing ours to an antique dealer next week. And if it goes well there, maybe we'll take it to Antiques Roadshow. My other grandfather, Sal, God bless him, he's not feeling very well. He's ill. I live in Teaneck, land of the second mortgages, and we brought him to the hospital near us. Holy Name Hospital. Well, the whole name is St. John the Baptist, Holy Name of God in Christ Hospital. He looked at the cross on the wall, he says, "Is that your last patient?" They threw him out of there. We took him to Brooklyn, to Samuel's Hospital and Discount Electronics Store. It's a great hospital. If you go in for a triple bypass, you get the 4th bypass free. Shots every Thursday. They have a great surgery department. If you're not Jewish when you go in, you are when you come out. And actually, they have a great anesthesiologist. Instead of actually using medicine, he just reads the rabbi's sermons over and over. I won't tell any of your rabbis that you laughed at that. Are you all having a good summer? Yeah. I love the summer. I went to a bunch of parades. I went to the Puerto Rican Day Parade because my cleaning lady had recently quit. You know, that joke was offensive until I actually went to the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and I wasn't the only one. I went to the Israeli Day Parade, and I saw all the Puerto Ricans trying to get good deals on Ubers. So, and the other thing about the summer, any of you going to the shore a lot this summer? Yeah. Well, you ever do this, that when you're stuck in traffic, you turn on the radio to hear about the traffic jam that you're already in? There's bumper-to-bumper traffic by the Bergen tolls. Nobody's moving. And you're like, I know, that's me, I'm there. Like, that's a little bit of fame. And I love television. Anybody watch The Bachelor? Yes. I actually met my husband on the Jewish version of The Bachelor. Yeah, 25 Jewish girls and one guy. They took each of us out for a Diet Coke. and then married the girl whose father had the most money. Anyway, that is my time. Thank you so much.
Keep it going for Joan Wiener! Oh yeah! From the Laugh House in Philadelphia, the Comedy Store in Los Angeles, and he mics all over New York City. Give it up for a gentleman who calls himself Mints! Hi guys! How are ya? Awesome! And I don't want to be attacked on the way out. Anybody here follow the news? No? Okay. Some people follow the news. Well, for the sake of this next little thing, I hope some of you guys, well, you know what? Forget it. Anyhow, in the news, there's this cat that's supposedly predict the death of the patients in the hospital. You've heard about this, right? 4 hours before a patient is going to die in this hospital, the cat crawls into the patient's room and lies down. But let me ask you something. How do they know the cat isn't just killing the patient? 4 hours is plenty of time for the cat to pee in a Ziploc bag and hook it up to an IV. And I mean, think about it. Even if the cat isn't killing the patient, do you really want to stay in this hospital? Because the doctors have this hypothesis that the cat can predict the death of the patients. Therefore, anytime the cat crawls into a patient's room, the doctor is going to tell the nurse, yeah, see the room that the cat just walked into? No matter what, don't help that person. I've got $10 in Gary and 354 dying next. I went to college at a place called the New School in New York City. Anybody ever heard of it? Yeah, New School. Now, the New School's been around since the 1940s, but apparently the guy who named it didn't expect it to last very long. Like, what happens if another school comes out afterwards? Well, we'll just call it the brand new school. Well, what happens if another school comes out after that one? Well, we'll just call it the brand spanking new school. The new school's got a particular division called the Parsons School of Design. That's the fashion school, and as many of you can tell, I didn't go there. I don't really like fashion shows, but if I did have to watch a fashion show, I'd like to see an illegal immigrant fashion show. Because that would just be a fashion show of everybody's leftover t-shirts. Here comes Julio. He's wearing a lovely gray from 1996. I had a blast at Josh's bar mitzvah. Iran is coming out with this video game, and in the video game, Iranian teenagers are going to be able to kill Americans and Jews. Boo, boo. Yeah, but the Iranian government is hoping that this game will encourage Iranian teenagers to go out and kill Americans and Jews in real life. But I don't think that's going to happen, because this game is going to be so addicting to Iranian teenagers, they're not even going to leave the house to take a lap around Mecca. Iran's going to be getting bombed. Akbar, we're under attack! Not now, playing Jew Nukem. And to think about the game is going to be like even better than real life, because in the game you'll be able to suicide bomb a bus and then press restart and do it hundreds of more times. All right. Speaking of Iran, anybody here ever shop at ShopRite? StrideRite? Rite Aid? You've all been there. Let me ask you something. Is the correct spelling of the word right copyrighted or something? I mean, of all the words, you can't spell the word right wrong. One time I went to Rite Aid and this lady came up to me and she's like, "Excuse me, sir,
A Q-tip broke off in my ear. What do you think I should use to get it out?
I don't know. If that happened to me, I would just use another Q-tip. Thank you guys.
The next great comic in the New Jersey region, I mean, I drink Sierra Mist, I trust him. Please give it up for Mr. Ed Puttup.
What's up, new friends? Alright, just laugh at me when I say that. Alright, good. We're not friends. Random camera guy. Alright, old guy, taping me. Brings back bad memories. I'm a little unnerved. I'm gonna say I'm uncomfortable now. I saw a homeless guy, yeah, I say guy weird. I stutter it. I saw a homeless guy today. He had one of those signs that says $2 to tell him off. What happened? Were they being yelled at that much they decided to charge? Who wants to yell at a homeless guy? It's like yelling at a stepchild. They don't learn. You need to hit them. Alright, so that was a tester joke. See how far I can push this. We have a temporary line that I will cross over and over again. You ever give him a smile though? You know, drop the coin in the cup, give him a little smile, nod, like, here buddy, gonna change your life. It's a freaking quarter. They can't even use a payphone to call you an asshole. It doesn't help. The only thing that annoys me is when you give a homeless guy money, then halfway down the block, another guy's asking for money. Like, oh, I just gave, yeah. Sorry, any of this awkward explanation. If I already gave out your homeless allotment for the day. I didn't know there'd be another one of you on this block. You guys should share, unionize, I don't know. When you give them money, you should get some kind of punch card. A homeless club card. Look, already donated. Maybe you could add up, get 10 punches on your card, get 1 free windshield wiping. Maybe the homeless guy takes a dump on someone else's porch. That would be nice. For a change. Really, you can't keep giving, right? You'll go broke. I tried to explain this to a guy. You know, at some point, I'd run out of money. And then there'd be 2 homeless people. Better just you than both of us. You're used to it. How would it make you feel to know I was homeless because of you? Not very good, I assume. I don't get it. Like, there's a gym here, and I see a lot of guys come to the gym and they lift weights, they hit the heavy bag. In case something happens, they can handle it. Not me. I work out on the treadmill. Fight breaks out, I break out. It's better to be fast than big. If you're big, you can't say anything to someone bigger than you. If you're fast, who cares? Like, I'll say something to you, because you won't see it coming. You're like, little white boy, where the hell is he going? You don't come after me, because nobody messes with the naked dude. Hey, it's my natural self-defense. Some play dead, some curl up in a ball, when confronted, I get naked. I'm not going to tackle a naked guy. Covered in pig. Tell that I'm not too good at dressing myself. Okay, thanks for laughing. Screw you too. It's awesome. I just hate shopping, man, I do. It sucks. The worst though is Abercrombie & Fitch. The dumbest clothes. You go in there, they have those tight spandex muscle tees, but they come in a size small. If you wear a muscle tee size small, you don't have any muscle. For you, it's a bone tee. Man, your bones look huge in that shirt. Check out his ribs. He must drink milk. And they have the stupidest stuff on those shirts. I saw one that said, "Who's driving me home tonight?" Your mom, you freaking loser. Could be literal. Get him home and he screws like a robot. This feels so good. Oh yeah, love machine. Maybe you should stop. Thank you for some of you laughing at that joke. I don't know if you back there could tell, but I had to close my eyes as I sold my dignity for that joke. Oh my God, am I air humping right now? This is horrible. What has become of my life? Glad you guys could see me hit a low point. That's awesome. Bottoming out at the YMHA. Awesome. I pay good, right, that track? You know. I actually saw a trend while I was shopping for a while that was kind of disturbing to me. It was underage girls carrying Victoria's Secret bags. Yeah, that's wrong. There's things you don't do. You know what I mean? Prisoners don't sleep on their stomach. Rookie mistake. That is. It's getting hard to tell how old girls are. Like, are you 22 or 16? I don't know. The only way to tell is the subtler they dress, the younger they are. It's like tight jeans, midget showing, not too low cut, 22. Shirt low cut, some booty shorts, slowly licking a lollipop, 14. A tube top and underwear, 8. Just a diaper, 6 months. You can't walk around in just a diaper. I know it's hot outside, but it's no excuse. Put a bib on, you whore. I like compliments, man, I do. I think you like compliments? Yeah, that's cool. I'm not gonna give you one. I just met you. I don't even know you. It's kind of weird. Maybe by the end of the set, if I think we made a connection. You know? The only people I don't like to get compliments from are gay men, because that makes it awkward. You know, I don't know if he's being friendly and nice, or is he hitting on me? And there's a point where I'm gonna be like, oh, yo, man, I'm not gay. I don't know what you heard, but I'm not. What if he is just being friendly? No, I was only complimenting you. I don't even find you attractive. Now I'm a jackass and I'm being insulted. Not good enough for you? Kidding me? Look at this. I work out, eat healthy, and I'm a good listener. I mean, really listen. When people are having sex, I stop and listen. With my pants off. I couldn't help it, alright? That was for me. That was for me. Maybe not for you, but for me, it's alright. That's all I'm saying. Alright, you guys have been cool. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
I get my husband, his annoying brother, and snow on my vacation. This is worse than the time you took me to Antarctica. It snowed there too. I remember it snowed in Antarctica.
Never got the postcard from Antarctica, by the way.
Well, you didn't go on that trip too. Yeah. You're not here either. I'm not talking to you. You are not here.
Well, where's my Us magazine? What's in my Us magazine?
I'm sorry about this.
Instead, I'm left with, this is the magazine I have, I'm left with... Keep your Us magazine.
Yeah, we thought we'd give you something to keep yourself occupied. Well, this is a great vacation.
Do you want to go back to Antarctica? We can go to Antarctica again.
Well, your brother doesn't come.
Hey.
What? Hey.
I'm close to my brother.
I know, you're
I'm
very
really
close to your brother.
close to my brother.
That's what happens when you marry a guy from
Brooklyn.
Japan, Brooklyn is the worst part of Brooklyn.
Especially the Lower East Side. Wow, look. It's like Baywatch. It's like,
Oh, wow. You don't watch, you all watch. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, is that
Oh, that's the ice cream man. I'm sorry. Oh.
Is that
Bikini.
is that a bikini or 3 Band-Aids? That is the tiniest thing I've ever seen. Oh,
Suppose you're going to blame me for the Band-Aids.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's worse than the other things you packed in my luggage. Oh,
Like what?
of course, there's a manual in there, and also a box, a very small box containing a dildo.
If I knew she was coming, I would have packed a dirty novel. Good, dirty novel. Lots of snow and bikinis and Band-Aids.
It's
traffic and now it's a bad traffic.
Yes, of course. It's crazy. That's just the way things always seem to go here. Well, I'm telling you, next time I'm going on vacation with myself, well, maybe I'll just bring one person. Hey, what if I bring... my boyfriend. That might not be a bad idea.
I mean, Irving?
Irving, yes.
Irving, your boyfriend?
Yes. He is my boyfriend. He's my accountant and my boyfriend. No one works numbers the way that guy can.
I got news for you. Irving used to be an accountant, but he has a new job now.
Really?
He is now in the field of...
Making license plates.
He's in the field of ventriloquism.
Well, his voice.
Yeah, he's not done with it.
I heard he likes to have it that works out. Well, I'm telling you guys, I've had enough. And tomorrow morning we are going to wake up bright and early and we are going
All day long.
make up all day long. Is that it? Thank you.
Stage. He's a comic and cartoonist, and he is a, what does that say? You don't know? I don't know. He goes to clubs. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pat Lamb.
Because I've been dating through the personals recently. I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but the personals, you know, you have all these alphabetical codes that'll say stuff like SWF, VM, AC, VW. I ended up renting a used car. So I put an ad in the personals, you know, and I got 15 responses from 15 different women. And it was all the same phone number. One girl, multiple personalities. So I figured one of them's got to be a hooah. So I took her out. I got turned down 15 different times. The only good thing about it was we split the check 16 ways. So when you date on some of these sites, one of the questions a woman will always ask is they'll say, tell me, what's your biggest fear? And my biggest fear is that 2 years ago you were a man. Or they'll say, tell me, why are you dating through the personals? And I tell them, because everybody in my neighborhood knows I'm a jerk. I'm like, why are you dating? Because I just cleared out some freezer space. How about that? Little Jeffrey Dahmer. So a friend of mine gave me this book. It was called Dating Using Hypnosis. And it's going out to bars doing this. You're getting horny. I didn't get any dates, but I got 12 women to stop smoking. So I got lucky. I ended up dating this gal who was bulimic. And I agonized. Should I bother taking her to a nice restaurant? Because I mean, if she's going to get sick, I'll take her to White Castle. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Someplace with a bucket. Started doing this, I figured I was in. So, you know, on these websites, a lot of times, like on Yahoo, and you'll get these things from like Soviet Union and Ukraine. Do I look that desperate? And one of the times I got this one from this one Svetlana, right? And she says, Mr. Patrick, you are a cartoonist comedian. Oh, I cannot wait to meet you. And I just wanted to get rid of her, so I typed back, wait till I'm crawling in your bedroom window with a knife in my mouth. Is that too dark? The comedy under the stars here, give it up for the decorations. I feel like I'm playing a gay disco. A gay disco / Indian hula house. I go up to a lot of different places to do comedy. I'll go up any place there's an audience. I'll go up at poetry readings. I'll go up at car accidents. And when I go up at the poetry readings, always there's these kids reading this bad stuff, and it'll go like this. I looked down, and I noticed that my shoes were crying. Now, I don't get that. Does it mean that he missed the toilet and pissed on his shoes? So, what I like to do, because I think poetry is bullshit anyway, is I like to read the instructions to my steam iron. This is the Burst of Steam feature, and it's by the brothers down at the Electrolux Corporation. The Burst of Steam feature can take the wrinkles out of cotton, rayon, but not grandpa. Thank you. And my final poem is entitled Unicorn. And by the way, if you guys know somebody who says a word like unicorn or beautiful, and they stress the middle syllable, that means they're an idiot. Unicorn! What is a unicorn? But a goat in a party hat. You goat, for I have stepped into the evidence of your existence, and it is hard to get off. Thank you. Plus party hats equals unicorn. Okay, now you take a party hat, you put it on something else, like a priest. Thank you very much, sir. Or maybe that was the woman who said dildo. Kind of like a honeydew and a dildo combined, they can merge them now. Anyway, we'll go with the priest first. Okay. Watch. Goat plus party hat equals unicorn. Watch. Trying to sneak up there. Priest plus party hats equals Pope. And that's how that goes. Well, that's good. I'm liking this crowd because we got candles on the table, and that's a nice touch. Women like candles because they're romantic. They are. Men like flashlights. That's our difference. Women like candles, men like flashlights. And do you know why? Because you can't beat anybody with a candle. And that's how men look at things. They always the value of hitting somebody with it. And batteries, by the way, are gay. Because they're short and stubby and they have those little nubs at the end and they push one into the back of the other. And then they burn themselves out. Kind of like Brokeback flashlights. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys very much. You've been great. Let's give it back to Matt. Thank you.
Talking to you guys all night, so I should probably tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Matt. I'm a Jew. My mother is a Jew, and my father is an atheist. So I consistently find myself keeping kosher for no reason. I noticed that the phone number 1-800-LOVE-ME-NOW, when shortened to the proper 7-digit length, is just 1-800-LOVE-MEN. And that was the worst $72 I ever spent. I don't know why people say the phrase, hey, don't worry about it. That's the least I could do. I don't get it. If it was the least you could do, why don't you do more, you prick? Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. It was the least I could do. If I could have done any more, I maybe would have done that, but I realized there was more that I probably could have done, but I didn't do that, so it was the least that I could do. Okay, well, you're a dick. I was thinking the other day, wouldn't it be terrible if we all had to drive like the Flintstones did? I know, Andy the gay guy. You're wearing a suit, so I can tell that in the office tomorrow you're going to be Andy the gay guy. It would be terrible if we all had to drive like the Flintstones did, especially somebody of my size. It would be terrible. People would be like, come on, man, go faster. I'd be like, I can't. Everybody else is going 80 and I can only do 7. And I'm driving a Ford Brontosaurus, you asshole, leave me alone. I'm a good driver, I'm just I'm a bad stopper. People like to use things like brakes. Not me. I use things like trees and other cars. I think I'm going to skip over my autism joke. I pay attention. Hey, how come nobody ever gives up Christianity for Lent? I feel like that's like a gigantic loophole in the system that nobody ever exploited. Would you give up sex? Any football watchers, gentlemen? Nobody watches football? We're all gay here, like Angie? I'm picking on him so much because he's gay. I've noticed that football commentary sounds a lot like pornography commentary. If porn were to have commentary. Double team the tight end. Avoid the sack. Make sure you hold the ball tightly. Oh, the deep man drops back. Oh, gets it off. Oh. Just short of a completion. That's funny shit. I would be so much more motivated to go to sporting events if instead of throwing free t-shirts at halftime, they threw like giant loaves of bread. Or steak. No. Ziploc bags of fettuccine Alfredo. You see that? Just, ow! Oh, that hurt so much, but it was so delicious and unhealthy. I had a prostate exam the other day. It's not funny. Fuck all you. And apparently I was fidgeting on the table. The doctor says to me, hey, relax. And I was like, Doc, I got a word for you too. Nail clipper. Maybe a little bit off the top would be nice. I have a friend who stutters, which is fine. Like, I'm not making fun of him. I mean, I am. But he also stutters to me when he's talking to me online on the computer, which is so weird. He's just like, I. I'm just like, come on, man. Backspace. Oh, that was fun. I'm gonna go to the regular mic. Did you guys enjoy that? Yeah. I love doing that stuff, but I figured since wow, okay, this is really uncomfortable. Very awkward, I'm gonna die. Okay, I'm good. I figured since my mother introduced me as a musician, I might as well live up to it, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little piece. But now I'm gonna get a little louder. So we have a lot of parents in here, yes? Yes, we do. Does any parent in here send their child to martial arts, to like taekwondo, karate? Yeah, no, don't be ashamed. I went. You do? You do? Which one is it? Karate? Taekwondo? Karate? Karate, yeah. Okay, I mean, I did it too, and look how I turned out. I'm gay. So, I'm not actually gay. For these jokes, I am for the purposes of the joke, but if you actually think I'm hot, please come talk to me and let's work out. I'm gonna move on to the joke now. I was talking to somebody who I work with actually, and they brought a friend in, and they said their friend came up to me. We were talking, BSing back and forth, and we got to martial arts. He said, "Oh yeah, I actually am a martial arts champion." I was like, "What the hell does that mean? You're a martial arts?" What? You were 12 when you got your black belt and you beat some kid up on the playground? Like, what does that mean? Martial arts? He goes, "No. I'm ranked number 4 in the world in something called Muay Thai." Has anybody ever heard of this? It's like a crazy martial art where people are like kicking faces and running on heads and doing crazy flips. And I was like, "Are you really? Can you do that?" He said, "Yeah." And I figured if he was ranked, then I should be able to look him up on the internet. It's something like that. So I went to look him up. I didn't find it, which means he was lying, which is okay because I put something in his water, but we won't talk about that. I don't know what you think I thought that I put in his water, but as long as it was funny to you, whatever it is, it is. So I got a little sidetracked, and I wanted to find out what it took to become like a master of Muay Thai. And so I'm reading this stuff, and like there's like 50 levels, and levels 1 through 10 are pretty basic, like punching, kicking, throwing, I guess like tripping. But as you get to like level like 30 and up, things get a little awkward on this list. Like level 37, in order to pass from 37 to 38, you need to be able to jump off of your horse onto an enemy's horse. Like, are they still teaching that at the community center? Can I go down there and learn how to jump off of my horse, which I own, duh, off to my enemy who also has a horse here in New Jersey? In Wayne? To get to level 50, I swear to God, please go look it up. To get to level 50, from 49 to 50, you have to have mastered underwater ninja dolphin battle techniques. Underwater ninja dolphin battle techniques. What? Can you imagine how unsuccessful Teenage Mutant Ninja Battle Dolphins would have been? Guys, Shredder's attacking the city! What'd he say? He said he doesn't have arms, you shit! End of show. Thank you. So we have a lot of Jews in the room, yeah? Yeah, so you'll be all happy to know that I'm furthering our religion. I went on Birthright Israel over the winter break. Thank you. And it was a lot of fun, but I noticed something over in Israel, and it's that we know nothing. Absolutely nothing about being Jewish or in fact speaking Hebrew. They tried to teach us, which is fine. They tried to teach me some Hebrew words. So the first day we learned Boker Tov. Does anyone know what that means? Boker Tov? It's good morning, right? So I think I'm the coolest person in Israel. I'm like, oh, Boker It's like, hey man, how you doing? Boker Tov! Hey, did you see the show last night? Boker Tov! So I was going around Israel Boker Toving my ass off, thinking I'm the coolest guy there. But imagine, somebody come to America, they don't speak a word of English, they get off the plane, good morning, 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 hello, how are you, shalom, peace, goodbye, good morning, good morning. That's all I learned in Israel. Sorry. I actually met my girlfriend at the moment in Israel. She's from America. We were on the same tour. That wouldn't make much sense if I left her in Israel. Probably should have. Is anybody recording this? Are you? No, that's a good thing I'm joking. So, yeah, man. My girlfriend says this thing to me that's my favorite thing in the world. She says, Matt, why do you gotta be so mean? Why don't you just start treating people the way you'd like to be treated? And I'm just like, okay. Because I really want to go around grabbing people's genitals all day. My grandma Miriam is deaf. She enjoyed, yeah, what? You're very funny. Let me do this stuff, all right? My grandma Miriam is deaf, and my two younger brothers and I like to try and take advantage of her because we have no heart. So when she comes over and starts talking to us, my little brother's actually the worst. We'll be sitting there eating dinner, and she'll be doing her thing, and my little brother will excuse himself from the table and just go, all right, Grandma, I'm going to cock. What? I said bagel and lox. Bagel and lox. What about the sock? Goodbye. Goodbye. For anybody who didn't get that joke, put the hearing aids up. I love being Jewish, but more than I love being Jewish, I love people who talk to me about being Jewish. In particular, a group that I used to run into all the time down in college who called themselves Jews for Jesus. Is anybody familiar with them? What? Jew for Jesus? I don't get it. Please explain it to me. So I talked to one of the guys and said, Jew for Jesus, I don't understand. Explain what you mean. So he said, well, you see, I'm Jewish, but I believe in not only the Old Testament, but the New Testament. And I believe that Jesus is the Messiah. Okay. Doesn't that make you, I'm looking for a very specific word, Christian! Yes, that's the word I was looking for. It makes you Christian. Not that it's bad to be Christian, but it doesn't make you Jewish. That's fundamentally impossible. That's like me coming up to you and saying, hey, listen, I'm not gay. I enjoy sex with men a lot. And I have very tasteful ensembles for every day of the week with matching pumps. But I am not gay. I am a male for men, and that's different. Thank you. One of my favorite daytime activities to do when I'm not working is to go to department stores like Abercrombie and Fitch and The Gap and Old Navy and Hollister and all stores which clearly don't have clothing for me. And I like to walk inside and pick out a nice shirt in like a medium, and I hold it up there and I go to a sales representative. Excuse me. Hi, yeah. Do you have this in an extra small? Just to see the look on their faces, you should see them. They're like a deer caught in the headlight. Is it for you? What are you trying to say? I took one salesman so far one time. I said, excuse me, do you have this in an extra small? He goes, sure, let me get it for you, because he really wanted to make the sale. I went into the room, I tried it on, and I walked out. I'm there like this. Yeah. And I go, thank you. I'm degrading myself to make you laugh here, honey. Your husband's a gay, don't look at me. I got the shirt up here. I got the shirt, and I say, "How's it look?" And the pork is just. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Looks good. Looks good. And so I was like, "How poor are you?" "I don't have any money. I'm not buying this shirt, and you're a terrible salesman." So I bought the shirt, and I'm wearing it tonight. Actually, that was good, wasn't it? I think so too. You should try it one time. I had something to do a couple weeks ago. I don't know if anybody's ever done this. Probably. I had to go to jury duty 2 weeks ago. Oh, that sucks, doesn't it? Jury duty is the worst. They keep you in that hot room with no air conditioning for all day because they want you to be irritable by the time they call you, so you're like honest about everything. Is there a reason you can't serve? Yeah, I hate black people. Well, go home. At least he's honest. So I came up with my own system, with my own way to get out of jury duty, and I'm going to show you because it worked. It was fantastic. And I want you to put yourselves in the position of the people who are interviewing me and asking me to serve and see how you would feel. So let's say they just said, "Mr. Liebman, why is it that you could not serve, you would not be able to serve?" And so I started talking and said this. I said, "Well, Your Honor, you see, I work in the mental health field. And when you work in the mental health field, you're the only one who can develop a therapeutic relationship with your." So once you develop that therapeutic, I'm sorry. Am I missing something? Let me fix it for you. Isn't that so weird? Oh my God! You should have seen the judge. He was like, "Well, he knows what he's talking about. Something's not right. We can't have this." It makes a great chick/gay guy repellent. You have no idea. Well, like I'm hanging out at bars, because youngins my age, that's what we like to do. So we hang out at the bars, and like I'll see a girl or ugly guy coming over to me, and I really don't want to talk to them. And so here I go. They'll tap me on the shoulder, and be like, "Hey," and I'll just turn around, "Hey!" Yeah! How you doing? Yeah. I saw you coming up, but I didn't see you coming up. You wouldn't believe how painful that is. Oh man. So I have time for one more, I think. Sing? I'm telling you jokes. My singing is a joke. Yeah, I know that's it. That's why I talk, I don't sing. So there's this establishment that exists called Smoothie King, or any of those newfound smoothie places. Does anybody get these smoothies? We're at a place where you can put what they call a booster in it. Yes. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? For those who don't know, you can go get a what? Jamba Juice? Okay, also gay. So Jamba Juice or whatever, places like Jamba Juice, Smoothie King, fruits, fresh in the fruit smoothies, whatever. You can go there, you can get your favorite fruit smoothie, but then you can add an extra cup of these powder, and they call it a booster. And you've got energy booster, memory booster, weight loss, and it's like, yeah, it's out of control. So I'm thinking this is BS. This stuff isn't gonna work. I wish it did. I wish it did work, and I wish they had boosters that really meant something to me. I don't need energy, I don't need memory, I don't need weight loss. Thanks, bitch. I want to go up to a smoothie stand and I want to say, "Yes, I would like a medium kiwi strawberry." And my girlfriend here is going to have a large banana mango with a booster of "Shut the fuck up, I'm trying to watch ESPN." Actually, we're going to get one to go too. I'm going to have a medium strawberry to go, and why don't you bring, I'll get it. Why don't you get her an extra large strawberry kiwi with a booster of why you always gotta order the lobster if you're only gonna eat one bite. Guys, that's my time. Thanks. My name's Matt Reed. So I hope you've all enjoyed yourselves tonight. Have you? Wonderful. Can I bring you up?
Sometimes he does it at the dinner table, and I'm like, go on. Anyway, who had a good time? You had a good time. The best part about tonight is that some of our comics were brandy new. This was their first time. Some have been doing it just a little while, and some have been doing it a while longer. And I have to say, it was a great evening for me, and I hope for all of you. We will hang around for a little while. We've got coffee, dessert out, and please stay for a little while. Make yourselves comfortable, not for too long. But you'll know when the custodians start showing up that it's time to go. But anyway, thank you for coming.